Hi everyone, and welcome to my new format of Q&A on my channel. I actually adopted this format from Ryan Earhart from Creative Sound Lab, which is a fantastic channel. I will link his channel in the description, and I highly recommend you visit and look at his videos as well. As the name says, Creative Sound Lab, there you can actually learn how to create and capture sound and audio. It's a fantastic channel. As I said, I would highly recommend it. Click the link and visit his channel. And the way this Q&A works, which I think Ryan did it quite well as well, is to go to the comments on my channel that I haven't answered and give my verbal answer. If this is a question that you have asked, so now you actually get the answer. And if it's a question that you've been meaning to ask but you haven't had the chance, now you actually get the question and the answer at the same time. Otherwise, it's just another additional knowledge in your arsenal. So let's look at the questions and then my answers. Julian Roland asked a question on my video, Room Acoustic Equalization Correction with Behringer Ultra Curve Pro DEQ 2496. And the question says, room correction software is not your secret weapon. Alas, you can't simply apply digital room correction to fix your acoustics. Room EQ can tame some issues, but it can't correct for long reverberation times or comb filtering caused by strong early reflections, like those nasty reflections produced by speaker boundary interference. To tame these problems, you have two weapons in your arsenal: smart room layout and acoustic treatment. Now, thanks for that question and your comment, Julian, but I don't believe in my video I mentioned anything about room software equalization, my secret weapon. It's just another way to balance your speakers. Of course, as I mentioned in that video and in many of the other videos on room acoustics that I have done, is room acoustic room treatment, like the panels you see now pretty much around me. And when I actually made that video, I had just sort of finished my studio. It was still bare. There were no acoustic treatments anywhere, other than the few you see in the video. And those have moved since. But yes, I do agree with you that the first thing you need to do if you have a reverberation problem is to put absorbers. But at the same time, it's also a good idea to have deflectors in there as well. But it all depends on how much money a home studio or bedroom studio can afford to spend. Sometimes, like SonarWorks, is another option for software speaker EQ correction. And I have to repeat that, speaker EQ correction is another way, an alternative way to get your speakers to balance out what's your room doing, so that to a certain degree you still get enough sort of balanced frequency range. Of course, you probably still get reverberation depending on your room, how big your room is and how much stuff is around your room and how much reverberation there is. In a small bedroom with lots of, maybe a bed or closets and things around, reverberation may not be a problem, but sound reproduction could be a problem, like bass, especially in small rooms. So by reducing and taming and balancing your speaker output so that it does not produce too much bass or any of the other frequencies, then at least you're sure to a certain degree that you are getting a good balanced sound from your speakers. So that's what it's all about. So thanks for that comment, and I hope that answers that question. And I get this question all the time, and comments saying that you can't fix your room reverberation with software EQ, which is true. What we're trying to do is an alternative way of equalizing our speakers to our room. That's what I keep repeating it. Equalizing the speaker to the room. Solomon Ramza comments, I came from Cubase 5. Cakewalk is an awesome DAW. God bless the engineers. That's on my video 7, my vocal processing chain with Cakewalk by BandLab, a workshop. Thank you, Solomon. Yes, well, Cakewalk by BandLab is the platinum version of Sonar by Cakewalk back then, and Roland. Sonar has been around for a very long time, and what you're getting in Cakewalk by BandLab is the premium edition, and all for free. With my opinion, it's unbelievable that we are living in a great time where we can actually get a premium DAW with so many features and no limitations, provided completely free. There is nothing now for anybody to stop producing music because you've got Cakewalk and many other DAWs like Waveform 11 free. The old Traction T7, which was free, now Waveform 11 is free, which is not a DAW, and many others. So thank you, Solomon. Great. It's great to hear that people actually enjoying, and thanking the engineers in the BandLab for looking after Cakewalk. Another comment from Wolfie87 says, thanks, appreciate, man. That's on my video about Wave to MP3 conversion using Audacity. Yeah, that is. I think I made that video back at the time where Studio One or most of the other DAWs, due to MP3 licensing, the free versions weren't allowed to export MP3. You had to actually purchase for Studio One the MP3 export. Now that the licensing for MP3 has been relaxed, it's free, so that video is no longer relevant, but still useful at times where you have a WAV file and you want to convert it quickly into an MP3. Rana Backup Tree says, man, this was very helpful. Thank you so much. And that was about the video splitting a stereo track into 2 mono tracks with Studio One version 4. Thanks for that comment. Now, funny enough, in previous version, the prior versions of Studio One, in the browse section, you could actually browse and look at your files, and you were able to split the stereo WAV file into 2 mono files right in the browser by right-clicking. And for some unknown reason, they removed that function. That's hence I actually had to make that video on how to split a stereo track into 2 monos for whatever reason that you require to separate them. And I think I give an example there as well. So it's really funny. So older versions of Studio One, you were able to right-click in the browser on the file and split it. And it would take 2 seconds. Unfortunately, in the new version 4, that's no longer there. I hope they bring it back. Well, Presonus, if you are out there for whatever reason you're watching this video, please bring that back, because that is quite handy in many circumstances. Yogi Fish comments, great video. I love the old Behringer stuff, still have it. Thanks, Yogi Fish. And that was on the Behringer Vintages Series Tube Ultra Gain T1953 Mic Pre. I do occasionally use the T1953 if I want some saturation and some tonal characteristics. If I want in there, that is pre-recording. So any setting that I have in there, it gets printed with it. I don't use it that often. And as I mentioned in the videos, I did purchase it for nostalgic reasons. But one thing that I really use quite regularly is the Behringer T1952. Now you might be able to see, maybe just on sideways, the T1952 sitting there. It's a dual channel compressor with tube saturation in the end. It's really, really great. I like it sometimes on a mix bus or on the master bus. and obviously the audio comes out from my system into there and gets feedback, and it gets recorded. So, and it's an outboard gear. The reason I like to use that one is because it has built-in sidechain, and the sidechain has about 100 or 120 hertz low cut, so that all of our bass frequencies, especially in a mix bus, are not attenuated. They're not compressed. So you still get that full energy of the low end, but anything above 120 hertz or thereabouts is compressed. So you still get that nice punchiness in the mix. So that is really great. If you guys are interested in me doing any video on the Behringer T1952 two-channel or stereo compressor, just comment below and I'll see if I can get the time to actually make video about it, because I don't believe I have made any video on it, but I do use it quite regularly. It's really, really great for a mix bus. Antoine Ennis comments, "Hi sir, we love your presented tests and reviews. I'm very interested in the ISK CM20. It sounds really great here in your video." Thanks for the comment, Antoine. Also, can you tell us the make and series of headphones you wore here, please, and maybe what site you purchased it? And finally, what make is that red XLR cable? Thank you, man. This is on the review of the microphone, small condenser microphone, the ISK CM20 that I have done. Now, yes, it's a really great microphone. I've used that microphone several times to record choirs or as overheads as well for drums. They have attenuators, so it's really, really great and very, very budget microphones. The headphone, I'm not sure which headphone I was wearing, but my most used headphone is the KRK 8400 that I use all the time for my mixing or for listening. I got used to it because I've been using it for a long time. It's not emphasized in any shape or form. I guess I taught using the KRK 8400. It's, KRK says it's very close to the KRK Rocket speakers. So I thought, since I don't have the KRK speakers, maybe if it's something close, it will give me some idea of how they will actually sound. But regardless of that, my ears are used to it, and it works really well for me. And finally, the red XLR cable, again, I believe I purchased them from Swamp Industries. That's swamp.net.au. They are in Australia. So if you are in Australia, you can purchase it from them, and you will find those everywhere. And I like the red color that I've chosen because it really stands out. When I've got lots of cables running around, I know that that red cable is my microphone cable. And if I normally use the black ones for as outputs, like going to speakers or going to other things that need balanced cable. But the red ones I tend to use for microphones, so they stand out. So that's where I got them from. I hope that answers that question. The next comment is from Mr. A. LOL, Lars. You can't sell your music with Music Maker. You need to pay for it. Bad magics. That's on the video about recording vocals with a USB mic for Magic Music Maker 2019. Well, yes, that is correct. That is true. You cannot sell the music that you make with Magic Music Maker unless you purchase commercial license for those libraries. And I have used Magic Music Maker to create commercial released songs by purchasing the commercial license. Back then, when I used to use Magic Music Maker, that recently changed, it was called Katu.com. And that's where you go, the same library that is in Magic Music Maker. You'll be able to purchase and download high quality, I believe 16-bit 44.1 kilohertz wave files that you could download. And with the licensing that you purchase, you pay for, then you are able to release that song commercially and make money from it. And if for whatever reason Magic will come and ask you about the song, you can actually show your license. And a lot of the time they already know about it, but you can show your license that you did purchase a commercial and you're home free. And you can use the same library to make as many songs as you like. It's not limited to one song. So, and most libraries from now currently it's called producerplanet.com. You can buy it from there. You can produce multiple songs from them, and you can sell them as long as you purchase the commercial license. The one that comes and you purchase for $9.95 within Magic Music Maker, those are not commercial versions. And I believe commercial versions are twice as expensive, somewhere along between $19.95 US and go up to $29.30 or $29.95 US dollars. You can create the songs, give it a try, see how it goes, and then if you're happy with the creation and you want to release it and make money from the time you spent making your own song from those sound pools, you just go and purchase the commercial license and you're home free. So it's not bad magic. It just, you have to buy the commercial license. That's with pretty much everything. With music, you need commercial license, then you release it commercially, you need a commercial license. I hope that answers that question, Mr. A. Now, I'd like to take this opportunity to also have a quick word about the current uncertain situation around the world that's happening with coronavirus. And I just hope that everybody is safe, as most governments and health authorities are warning everybody to, if you're not well, stay at home, make sure we don't spread the virus around, and just keep safe. This is also a great time to actually create music, be creative. I know being stuck at home sometimes can be depressing, and when you're depressed, music doesn't really work out. But I found out that once you actually start just even listening to a bit of your favorite music, and then turn on your audio interface and plug your guitar in or plug your keyboard in or your microphone and turn on your DAW and just start recording, just anything. And you will find out that within 15, 20 minutes, you are onto something and you are actually recording a new song, a new creation. It will start evolving into something bigger than what you started with. And that's the great thing about music. Music can really bring out things that you don't expect. So just start. If you're stuck at home, you can't leave the house, just turn on your music gear and just do music. Of course, take breaks from it so your ears are not too tired, but be creative. This is an excellent time to be creative. Of course, if you are in a bedroom and you've got kids stuck around, a bit noisy, there's not much you can do, but at least record the idea so that when times get better and you have the quiet time, the ideas will be there and you'll be able to record it and have fun doing it. So again, stay safe, stay indoors if you must, and let's hope that this virus pandemic actually just moves over, and then in a very short time we're back to normal. Elia Rodia says, this isn't that bad for any home demo hobby situation. You're not going to hear that noise at all. And that's about when I tested the Behringer UCA 222 small audio interface. It's a really great thing. 2 in, 2 out. It will actually do the job. It's a great device to actually connect simple audio inputs and even analog mixers without any USB connection to your PC and be able to record and play back audio from it. Its noise level is quite low as well. That's what the comment is about. And on Magic Music Maker Free 2020 edition review, Rosie says, I'm totally new at this and I'm really interested in making music. This is a nice start. It certainly is. Magic Music Maker is one of the easiest loop-based music creating software that's out there at the moment. And another comment on the Behringer's UCA 222 on how to connect and set up Behringer UCA 222. DiMaggio says, thank you for a good video, which is very helpful. I unfortunately have another issue. I set up anything as you have said, but everything sounds like I'm in a tunnel. Please help us if you can. I believe this could be the result because you may have in your DAW the channel listen or turned on, so you are hearing your direct sound as well as your later sound coming from your computer or your DAW that is delayed with a latency, and that will give you that echoey and tunnel sound. So you might want to check your DAW and turn off the listen mode so you only listen directly, and vice versa. So without knowing what DAW you're using or what software you are using, it's very hard for me to determine and give you a solution. So I hope that helps. The next one says, thanks bro, from Poncho Cool, about Cakewalk by BandLab exporting to MIDI file. Thank you for the comment. Zen Rabel Diva says, this series is perfect. Thank you for providing such a detailed and clear instructions. Again, on the UCA 222, for some reason, the Behringer UCA 222 videos have become popular in the last week or so. And I'm glad that I was helpful with those videos. UTub58 says, also music is my hobby. And that's on the comment about Magic Music Maker Free recording vocals with PC mic input. I'm glad it was helpful. Christopher Libranda commenting on my MT Power drum kit VST instrument multi-channel with Cakewalk by BandLab. And in this video, I'm actually explaining how to split all of the different parts of the drum kit into multiple channels so you can have a better control in your DAW. Says, thank you for your amazing tutorial. Can you please help me? I'm struggling on how to use General MIDI Synth TTS1 to be the output of all my MIDI files. I would appreciate any help you could give me. It's a bit complicated to actually explain. I need to demonstrate it. I might have to make a video about it. If I'm not mistaken, I believe you're asking about if you have a MIDI file, format 1 or format 0, and you've got all your 16 MIDI channels in that one file, how to assign each MIDI channel into the TTS1, which is a 16-channel MIDI instrument, and each channel can have a different sound, the general MIDI sounds, and that's available in Cakewalk by BandLab. How to assign them. So I might have to make a video about it. I'll see how much time I have. Unfortunately, I can't really help you with Q&A on this one. I really need to demonstrate it. Hopefully, I'll be able to make the time in the future. Again, Chris says, at the same time, hello, sir. Thank you for this amazing video. Please, if you could help me how to use General MIDI as the main output. Again, the same situation, just commenting on another video as well. Robert Divincentis, I hope I got that right, on using sidechain compression in Cakewalk by BandLab. Comments, great example, clearly understandable. Thanks. Thank you, Robert. Thanks. Glad it was helpful. And another thank you from Guitar for the Rest of Us about Cakewalk enabling the missing VST plugins. Atif, I hope so, says, well explained. Thanks a lot. On one of my really, really old videos, at least 4-year-old, maybe 5-year-old video recording a song with Studio One Prime Part 2, how to record MIDI. Thanks, and thanks for the comment. I'm glad it helped you. Foot Sock says, I have no clue where you're at. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Whether you're talking about AF, it says AF, I assume it's at. I hope you're talking about my location. And that's on my video 2-step for better vocal recording with Studio One version 4 Prime Edition. Thanks for the comment. Vic Feller says, I know it's several years after this video was shot, but the present MXL 550 is sold as an ensemble with a 551R instrument mic. What are your thoughts about the ensemble for under $100 US? Would you recommend any other viable options? Your videos are very informative. Thank you. Yes, I did do a video with MXL 550 and 551R. You probably have not seen it, so you might want to just search my channel. And I do have a couple of videos on it, and I also have a video where I'm using both at the same time. I'm using the MXL 550 for vocals and the 551 for recording a guitar. So they're great microphone. They are sitting right up there on my mic, in my mic cabinet. And I do use the vocals as well. I've used the 551 for flutes, clarinets. It really works out really great because it eliminates most of the low frequencies, especially with the clarinet, but it gives you nice clear audio of the melodies when they're playing. And depending on where you position it, of course, also you can get rid of some of the noise, the wind noise from those wind instruments. So they are really great microphones. For under $100 for 2 microphones, you just can't go wrong. I would highly recommend them if that's what your budget is. Mano Giba says, very good. How can I create micro to toggle time base options? There's no options to time base in Micro Organizer. And that's on one of my videos of Snap to Zero Crossing Point in Studio One version 4. All I can actually say is follow my instructions or read the manual for Studio One that comes when you install it. If the manual for Studio One is not installed, you can download and install it. It's a PDF file. You can search it, Zero Crossing Point, and you should be able to adjust them. I hope you are using version 4. If you are using prior versions, maybe you need to upgrade to version 4 so you can actually see that in your time base as well, like in my video demonstration that I had there. And 14 hours ago, Rise White says, where did you get that desk and the rack mount part? That's my old desk there, Studio Monitor, in my video about Studio Monitor isolation foams that I did a review on. I don't even remember what the model number and the make is of that desk. And the rack part was included in it. So it had 2 sides for racks, a space in the middle, and then both sides underneath actually had 19-inch rack mountable space as well, and that's where I had most of my gear. So unfortunately, I did sell it and build my own desk here. So I guess just search on websites, do a Google search about recording studio desks, and do an image search, and just go through the images, and the one you will find, I'm sure there are out there. Just find the one that looks exactly like that one and follow up for the manufacturer. And I'm pretty sure they're still available in US and in Australia as well. Emma Payne says, a nice video. Oh, nice voice. That's on the video about how to reduce room noise of microphone recording with Studio One Prime. Thanks, Emma. But I think that voice was just for demonstration purposes. But thank you anyway, and thanks for the comment. And the last comment, which was 9 hours ago, by Laz X. on Behringer Zenix Q502 USB mixer audio routing in detail, which is the most popular video on my channel for some odd reason. I guess a lot of people are looking for a budget mixer, a USB mixer, and my explanation is hopefully helpful. And Laz says, I have a problem. I want my mic and main mix to be heard in the headphone with separate volumes, but I also want the PC to be heard in the headphones, but not the main mix back to the PC. Shakes head, please help. Okay, what you need to do is watch my other channel and watch my other video about zero latency. Let me see if I can bring it about. If I can search and find for you right here. Zero latency. That's the video that you really need to search and find. Zero latency trick. That should actually help you to do exactly what you are asking. I hope that was helpful. Well, that's it for this Q&A. I hope you like this format. It's, I guess, a great way for me to interact with you guys, answer the questions, and maybe a little bit more informative and a bit more detailed answer to your questions rather than just me typing it. Of course, I do answer a lot of the questions and I do type them if there are short answers, but of course with the long ones sometimes it's a bit hard for me to spend the time to type and try to explain, and maybe this format might be a better option for me to go through and answer the lengthy ones and a little bit more detailed verbally rather than typing. I hope that in the next Q&A video that I'll do in a few weeks' time, I'll filter through some of the questions and just go to the ones which are better if I verbally answer them than type in the comment section, and hopefully it'll help everybody out. Till next time, as always, thanks for watching and have a great time making music, and stay healthy and safe. Cheerio, guys.